When will I go live? I guess I'm live. Hello, members of the Burnettwork. How are you? It's Spoilers Saturday, and we're here to talk about, what is there to talk about? Perhaps WandaVision? Hello there. I hope everybody is having a good Saturday. I was just having a moderators meeting some of the moderators. We have moderators for this channel that I've never even seen face-to-face until today, so it was very fun to meet the moderators. Hello, moderators. So Justin, Brian, Josh Rosowskis is here. By the way, it took me a long time to get Josh Rosowskis, his name correct. I love that last name. So there you go. How are you all, members? Have we all caught up on WandaVision? My God, can I just tell you, the bane of my existence over the last month, John Campea has been doing these epic streams that last 4 and 5 hours where he does a pregame and then a postgame spoiler chat about WandaVision. And he has hundreds and hundreds of questions, and he has me answer some of them. And when I agreed to do it, I said, hey, when he said, yeah, I've got some spillage, he sends me the latest batch, 60 pages. 60 pages of members or viewers that have sent him questions about WandaVision. I have to tell you, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad WandaVision is over because I have nothing more to say about it. And, ultimately, I thought the show was great through episode 8. And my own feeling about the finale, I have to say it's one of disappointment. And the question I think that we're all asking ourselves, that I see it being debated in all of our, call it, imagination connoisseur circles, is whether or not it was a disappointment, or did we, I think WandaVision, in a way, put a hex on the audience in that it was almost too good, in that we brought so much of what we wanted it to be, or what we thought it was going to be. And at the end of the day, it was a show about Wanda, and we wanted to make it about the entire MCU. And I wonder, I think there's going to be much ink spilled in the wake of this show. There's going to be op-ed pieces or think pieces about whether or not did WandaVision ultimately deliver? Was it a great component of the MCU? And I have to say my own opinion about it. Here's like what I was trying to explain to somebody yesterday. So if you bring Evan Peters into the show and you have him playing Quicksilver, in my mind, what you're doing there is obviously you're drawing a direct link to the Fox X-Men universe. And that link immediately in the minds of viewers raises questions. Like, for instance, if that character turned out to be, no one of consequence, that just looked like Evan Peters, why make it Evan Peters in the first place? By doing that, you're saying to the audience that, look, somebody has, whether it was Agatha Harkness or whether it was someone else, Mephisto, somebody could look through the multiverse, and especially when we have Multiverse of Madness coming in Spider-Man 3 coming off of Into the Multiverse, we know that the multiverse is playing a big role in the upcoming Marvel movies. So the idea is there was no multiverse split anywhere in the show now. But they insinuated that all the way from the end of, what was it, episode 5 or something? And I think that was a mistake. I think that by doing that, you're inviting all of your audience to start speculating quite hard, and it was not an unexpected a thing. And in the final episode, none of the real compelling questions that they themselves posed to the audience. They were bringing up things like the aerospace engineer. They were leaning heavily into this stuff that it turned out to be nothing. And I thought that the show was so detailed and so interesting that like they don't really explain the commercials like Yo Magic and the Nexus commercial, they don't even really get into that. They mentioned it, but I don't know. Black Philip Alvarez says he thinks that all of the theories were wrong, and I think that's problematic because it was, route OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars says Ralph Boner, really a dick joke? Yeah, I'm like, that was, I don't know. It's very interesting to me that the show, because I love the show up through the last episode, and I have to say I feel bad in being disappointed by the last episode of WandaVision. I'm really wondering, is that my shortcoming, or is it a shortcoming of the show? Stub McShave says it was a good show with a mediocre ending. Evan Peters and insinuations from the cast on both multiverse and jaw-dropping actors made false expectations. They should have nipped those things in the bud. I agree. And the thing is, we were all watching the show, so it was a huge hit. Mikey Spock's STD clinic says WandaVision didn't have enough Michael Burnham. Oh wait, she's undercover as a girl called Monica. Never mind. Now I liked Monica Rambeau. I thought she was great. I really did. I thought it was really, really good. I loved Boner's Room, says Graham Sarden. Well, Graham, yes. It was, I mean, all that was great, but it just didn't go anywhere. Anthony Choice says, I think unless we have some massive reveal in the upcoming films, what we saw was actually bad writing, because good writing doesn't just dangle unresolved details, especially to this degree. I agree with you. I think there's a lot of things that... Oh, Elizabeth Bell is calling me on the phone. Hi, Elizabeth Bell. You're live on our spoiler chat. Would you like to say hello to the folks at home?
Hello, everyone. I should be in that chat.
Why aren't you in this chat?
I didn't know. I don't get the notifications.
I know. I don't know why that is.
It's crazy. Alrighty.
So why were you calling me? Because you wanted the Millennium Falcon set so you could do your filming of your stop motion animation movie?
Yes. I have so many more scenes thought out. It's going to be amazing.
Okay, well, I also have a 6-scale captain's chair from Star Trek.
Oh my god, dude! Anything sci-fi, please.
Dude. Okay, dude. Okay, I will do that, dude.
Oh wait, I see the spoiler. Okay, I am. Whoops, sorry, that's the ad.
Anthony Choice says, I think unless we get some massive reveal in the upcoming films, what we saw was actually bad writing, because good writing doesn't just dangle unresolved details, especially to this degree. Hey, I'm with you right there. Willow Yang says, hi, Josh Rosowskis. Hello, Willow Yang.
I'm going to let you go. Bye.
Tim Meyer says, it was the show faux show. Yes. Willow says she's completed her program requirements. I don't get my degree, though, until late May. We should have a special Willow Yang is now a doctor party on the show. But then Willow Yang would actually have to show up and show her face and talk to all of us. I think we should peer pressure Willow Yang into joining our Willow Yang Gets Her Degree party. Did you hang up on me? She did. She hung up on me. Oh, well. I'm talking to you. All of you. Catch Sound, our man Infestation Bob says he started losing interest in episode 8. Play with Squirrels said, Rob, I sent you a letter on this exact topic on whose fault it is. We're disappointed. Ooh, I hope I can read that today. Omar94 says, hello, people. Is this members only, since I see some people who don't have the Burnettwork logo near their names? This is members only, but it's open to all members. Sometimes we have chats at certain level members. This is an all member chat. So all of you are members of the Burnettwork, and I appreciate that. Kanga Jenga says, dude. Kanga Jenga. I like that name. Is that Michael? Michael Brown says, no character arc for Wanda or Monica. No consequences for Wanda peppering townsfolk. Even Monica said the townspeople misunderstood that she had their best interests. Yeah, it was nutty. I'm not Uh-oh, Mike Bodden's backing out. He's going out because he doesn't want it spoiled. It is Spoiler Saturday, brah. What did you expect we're going to talk about? Stub McShave says, whatever happened to White Vision? I don't know. What did happen to White Vision? I have no clue. Did he go off and kill himself to complete his mission, or will he appear again? They just left it hanging. I was like, what? I have no idea. Alexander Wilson sends in a super chat. You know, these are supposed to be super chat free chats. But Alexander, I will thank you very much for that. The WandaVision director said before the finale, the story continues in Doctor Strange 2. I always thought when Feige said Olsen is in Strange 2, it's true. But you know but we're not going to get that for like another year. And I don't know. Kaz Graphics is here, our own cheesemonger. He says, I thought it was okay. Hapkido Lock says, my issue with the series. Wait, where was that? What you jumped. My issue with the series was the lack of actual character development. In retrospect, there was none, just tons of wasted potential over 9 episodes. I agree. I mean, I was with the show. I thought we did have character development. Both with Monica and Wanda, but there wasn't. It didn't go anywhere. There's no arc. Cabal97 says the show is consistent. I would have loved more Evan Peters as the actual Quicksilver, but the Mandarin type of reveal was kind of funny to me, and it worked. Remember, Boner was in Growing Pains. It's true. It's true. Willow says, like I thought it was going to be either a cliffhanger, which I guess it is in some ways, or more tragic. Me too. I thought so too. Let's see. Captain Benzino says, started watching Space 1999 for the first time. RMB. Can't wait to see what makes it good. Was George Lucas influenced by the flight suits? I don't know if he was. He might have been. There was probably some of those flight suits actually in the movie, in Star Wars somewhere. Look, Space 1999 is, let's just say, an acquired taste, and only the first season is any good, and I really liked it. Willis says, I hated that Monica line saying that Wanda sacrificed for them. That was the dumbest line in the series. I agree. I agree. I think so. Tom Jr. Jackson says, I think Marvel went and gave us a show that made us come up with theories, and those theories made us watch. It was all good fun. It was good fun. Play with Squirrel says, I apologize if it isn't in-depth enough. I was writing it late at night, early in the morning. You don't have to apologize. Thanks for writing in. Joseph is here. Joseph says, Dr. White Vision went to the moon for a few years to ponder about android life and whatever. Yeah, and he's hanging out with Dr. Manhattan, discussing. General Zodden 1701 says, the episode should have been longer or part 1 of 2. They didn't give themselves time to wrap everything up. So there you go. That is true. I agree with that. Bob Kowal says, Wanda giving up her imaginary family is not enough accountability for what she did to those people. You know, you're not wrong. I completely agree with that. How many deaths due to starvation occurred? Yeah, Michael Preston asks that. That's a really good question. I don't know. Red Walrus TMNC 52 says, question about the short story contest. Is it okay to use a pen name? It is, but we're going to need your real name to put on like the copyright stuff. So we copyright the thing under your own name. Because I'm not a member, but can and do watch this. Thanks you, Golden Brem. You don't have to be. One Shot sends in a super chat. The casting EP was a bad meta joke that should have never happened. I was very upset at the boner joke, regardless of the theory. This is the first part of an effing multiverse trilogy, and we got no multiverse. I agree with you. One Shot. We are all waiting for this, and they set us up for that. And I loved the show. I loved it all the way up through episode 8, and I felt episode 9 was just a letdown. John Suntress, the Word Balloon Podcast. By the way, if you don't watch John Suntress's Word Balloon Podcast, why don't you? John says, on balance, Wanda was a fun show, but sort of a middle chapter like Back to the Future 2. Yeah, it kind of is. You're absolutely right, John. It really was. It really was like that. I felt like we came in late and we left late. No, Destiny Captain says, does anyone else get a TNG vibe from Monica's uniform? Yes, and I did. If you've seen me wear it, I did get one of those sweatshirts from the Disney store. Captain Cockney Spock says, weird, I didn't get notifications when I'm a member, and now it expired. I do. That is weird. I don't know why that is. It's bizarre. It's a YouTube thing. I don't know why. Paul in Long Beach says, Kevin Feige and Sarah Haley Finn are laughing their asses off today. Yeah, that show did very, very well for everyone. Chaz Riddle says, Vision, white or original, is a fan favorite. You don't keep characters like that dead. He went off to collect his thoughts and purpose. Very possibly. Paul Lewis says, hail Rob, hail chat, hail mods. Bit late finishing dinner. I thought WandaVision was an anticlimax. Did it make me want to watch the next movie? Not really. Yeah, and that's problematic. That's problematic. Come on, Hassan. Hassan. I think Ralph Boner is the witness protection identity, unless Ralph just went to Gilmore Shots by Deb. Glamour Shots by Deb, not Gilmore. I was thinking Gilmore Girls. Jamie Cruz says, Cameron Kelly Smith, he was trolling us. He was referring to himself. Yeah. Omar94 says, Willow Yang or Vision's boss. I don't remember seeing him in the last episode. Willow says, I haven't seen Coming to America 2 yet. I heard that it wasn't that good. I don't know. I've heard good things. Oh, Joseph is happy that Willow Yang liked Living Witness. I was hoping to hear from you about that. So that's all good. Josh Rosowska says, I feel like WandaVision was a success. It completed the story but left something there for Spider-Man Far From Home and Doctor Strange 2 as promised. It's all it was meant to be. That's true. That is true. I think, though, that we are expecting it to be a little bit more. Torrin Atkinson is here. Torrin Atkinson says, by the way, Torrin, I have to, you are a semi-finalist in the film festival. We need to have a chat. I need to get you on either Skype or have you call in and record our conversation. So there you go. There's an exclusive on this chat that Torrin Atkinson's film Ruination is, in fact, a semi-finalist. I've not forgotten the film festival. I have not. Michael Preston says, why did they arrest the director but no one attempt to arrest Wanda? I don't know. I don't know. I think Tom Jr. Jackson says, I think at some point once the multiverse shows up, maybe we will see White Vision again because now he has Vision's memories back. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. It was kind of weird. Destiny Captain says, Back to the Future 2 is far superior to this disappointing Braga-esque episode. You know what? I think you're right about that. Suthius is here. Hey, Mr. B. Caught a live stream for once. What's good in the Burnett household? Currently cooking some fried rice while watching and listening. Well, Elizabeth is always cooking something good. Actually, the other day she was cooking grass-fed beef. She was making hamburger patties, and she'd eaten them herself. But I went in, and there was one patty left. It was kind of lukewarm, and I ate it, and it was delish. I just picked it up and ate it right out of the pan, and she hates when I do that. She's like, I don't respect the food, but it was so good. So that was happening. So Chris J 827 says, I think Feige was low-key trolling us into overthinking about theories, speculations, and for me wanting to see House of M. Maybe. Darren Seeley says, the way I see it, Wanda will open a multi-dimensional breach as she studies the Darkhold while in the astral dimension. Yeah, could be. That could very well be. Alan Smithy. I still feel bad for the townsfolk of Westview. I would have liked to seen a quick scene of people reunited with their kids. Missed opportunity. Especially because we saw in the beginning how horrifying it was for people. Like in the first couple episodes when Vision would let somebody or touch somebody, and like what happened to his coworker at work. Like there was so many threads that were brought up and they were not followed up with. So, Brittany Delagarza says, fuck you. Well, okay. I don't know, Brittany, I'm sorry. Torrin says, prepping for my weekly Ruination RPG game presently. Dude, that needs to be a feature film. That's what you got to do. Attic Hatch Sound says, the more I think about episode 9, the more issues I can see. To paraphrase Red Letter Media, I didn't notice the issues while watching, but my brain did. Jamie Cruz says, Rob, have you ordered a landing pad with 5-inch eagles from 1612? Oh, Elizabeth's on this chat, so she's not a fan of the Eagles. But yes, the answer to your question is yes. And they're badass. Black Philip Alvarez says, I like Coming to America too, and I'm just glad the son wasn't annoying and the movie still had heart and made me laugh, so I was satisfied. Willow Yang says, she'll have to play the video back later. Sean Holmes says, I don't know about you, but I was rooting for a multiverse MCU crossover. Me too. And Willa says, what happened to the beekeeper guy? I don't know. Jack Wallace says, Ralph Boner. Well, that was a dick move. I could just watch an entire episode of just Vision and White Vision. That disappeared. Vision, White Vision having a conversation. Me too. I would love to have watched that. I don't know. Cameron Kelly Smith, whatever happened to the cameo actor Paul Bettany was referring to? Was it himself? It was himself. He actually brought that up on a talk show stream that I saw the other day. I was hoping one of the actors from Spider-Man would show up. Me too. I'm surprised at how it all ended. Hapkito laughed at that. Elizabeth said, when we're talking about respect the food, Joseph says, but Elizabeth, how can you respect something that eventually goes out through the other hole? Hey, man, you can respect it going in. It gets transformed inside of you. It's magic. Why were they not beating Wanda with billy clubs at the end? You'd think they would. But they don't. Sub McShave says, when answering WandaVision questions for Campia, how many questions about the same topic, bro? Like 50. But everybody who sends in a chat or a tip or a super chat deserves to have their question answered, but it does get a little tiresome. Yes, it does. Tom Jr. Jackson says, WandaVision has set up Spidey 3, Doctor Strange 2, Captain Marvel 2, and Secret Wars, and maybe even Loki as well. It did do that. I will say that. Ash Chauhan is here. Marvel has a tendency to introduce elements that always cause fans to feverishly froth from the mouth and then not deliver, only to deliver years later. Maybe that will be the case with WandaVision. I think so. I think so. Google says Ryan Reynolds, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire are all going to be in Doctor Strange 2. I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening. And why not? Camping Bravo says, I've always been an X-Men fan since the 80s, so I was excited that we have a Scarlet Witch now, but honestly kind of let down with the end. If this wasn't Marvel, it'd be 5 out of 10, but I'm giving it a 7. Yeah, that's probably, yeah. Yep. Michael Brown says, how did Wanda learn rune magic in 10 minutes? Just knowing about it isn't knowing how to do it. Reminded me of Rey's sudden Jedi skills. I agree. There's so much that they just whipped through in the last episode, and that was one of those things. Paul in Long Beach says, in a way, haven't we been asking where are the other Avengers now during every individual project? Kind of, but I just thought that, I don't know what the deal is, man. It was strange. Why didn't they call in an Avenger? You'd think that they would, or one of the Avengers might have shown up, like Doctor Strange would have known that this magic was being used. Legion of Region says Eagle Moss will be coming out with Space 1999 figures supposedly this year. They are. It's true they are. But you know what? They're not going to be as good. There's not Captain Cockney Spock says more Eagles. Yep, you got to have the 5-inchers now, and the it's just crazy how much they're coming out with. Do you think Hawkeye was the person Jimmy Woo was talking to on the phone since he mentioned Clint? Maybe. I don't know. Cabal 97 says Quicksilver and Boner exist at the same time, just in the multiverse. Oh, and they should do a multiverse of Marvel madness movie. They could very well do that. Frankie Gouge says, I thought the finale closed off the main plot line just fine. You're satisfied. Well, I think it's good. I mean, That's the thing. I think I'm going to be pondering this for a long time. Like, was it us? Was it we who read too much into it, and does that matter? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. John D. Alv says, hello, guys. Send a hello to Brazil. WandaVision season finale was awesome. And what if White Vision turns into a villain again once the Hex Vision disappeared and changes made would vanish too? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we really got a good answer to that. I just don't know. Alexander Wilson comes back and says, in the 80s, a wrestling group based their characters off D&D, and the fans thought they were Satan worshippers. Fans threw crosses at them. Yeah, what are we going to do? Everybody, the 666th show of Robservations is coming up in 30 shows. Today's show number 300 or 636. So 30 shows from now, it's episode 666. I want to do a devil extravaganza blowout. If you have any ideas for what we should do on the 666th show, I want to know what it is. Tell me what you think. Stub McShave says, a possible good thing that it was a bit ambiguous if Wanda ended up evil or neutral. She's probably not a good guy. Yeah. Yep. Katini28 says, Katini, maybe Mephisto can drink a Dunkachino if he's still played by Al Pacino. I was hoping something like that would happen. John D. Alves, say hello, send a hello to Brazil, to John, all the way from Brazil. Darcy's arc was disappointing. I agree, too. I agree. Torrin Atkins says, okay, Willow Yang, okay, cool. Wheels are in motion. I got to run to prep my game. Ciao for now, one and all. Bob Kowal says, disappointed Hayward was stripped of any nuance by the end. Alexander Wilson, I want to know about this, the wrestling group that people thought they were Satan worshipers. I want to look that up. 6 Days of Chaos says, Doctor Strange even tells Thor and Loki, I monitor this stuff. How did he not get a whiff of all this magic? My only complaint, and a good complaint. Absolutely, a good complaint. Even my hot toy Doctor Strange thought something was up. So, yeah. Best demonic movie discussion for episode 66. Oh, 666, definitely. We'll do that. Rob, what did you think of Superman and Lois episode 2? I have not watched it yet, Matt Eng, but I'm going to watch it. I haven't watched it yet. I really liked the first episode. So I hope it's good. Angela Dashner says, so many things not wrapped up in the finale. I know, man. Not wrapped up in the finale. It's a bummer. Joseph says, before Discovery, I always thought turbo lifts are just like normal elevators going from top deck to bottom deck of a ship, and that Starfleet ships had several of them. And you are correct. That's how they worked, as we saw in many episodes of Star Trek. We even saw, turbo shafts in Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, and in the Next Generation episode, Disaster. Where that empty space in a starship comes from, I'll never know. And that just is another reason why I can't stand modern Star Trek. Paul Lewis says, maybe Iron Maiden's Eddie can join you for 666. That's an interview I'd like to see. I'd love that. Frankie Gouge says, not letting the Pietro thing go. Ralph Boner is a minor actor that plays Pietro in a low-budget film about the events in Age of Ultron. That was my biggest thing. Like, why bring that actor in if you're not going to do anything with it? Bob Quall says, WandaVision was set up as a mystery, which of course prompts speculation. Then the Pietro trolling and Miss Olsen answering that loaded question about a Skywalker level moment. Our reactions are natural. It's true. Ash Chowan says, how do you top Endgame? Have a House of M movie event that delivers on all the X-Men hopes and Easter eggs we thought would occur in WandaVision. You're right. I would love to see that. Was Rob disappointed with the finale, says Gary Smith? I was a little bit. I mean, it was fine. I just wanted more. It wasn't awful or anything, but it was fine. Ash Chowan says, wait, turbo lifts aren't supposed to be roller coasters? I know, right? Um, I don't get it. And where's the empty space in a starship? There's no empty space. Like, it's so crazy. Camping Bravo says, honest opinion of Wanda's outfit. I think that was the best part of the show. A very good MCU-ified look. MCU-ified of her comic outfit. Hot toys, please. 100% Camping Bravo. I thought that outfit was stellar. I love it. As you all know, I've had my Wanda has been here, and classic outfit. Wanda, actually, let me adjust her. So there you go. I want a hot toy of that. Nos Fanator 87 says people at Fan Theories run amok and didn't let up on them. WandaVision was one big therapy session for Wanda, nothing more. It was a dick move on the Evan Peters bit, though. I agree. I think that was a dick move on the Evan Peters thing. I totally agree with you. Julian Mushkin says that turbo shaft in Star Trek V was bogus with way too many levels, and they were numbered backwards. The bridge is deck 1. And yes, it was. And if you watch the movie, it's edited wrong. The numbers aren't not in succession. Captain Shieldclaw says, if we're in the era in which Justice League can be fixed, I wish they'd fix Star Trek V. Well, I worked on that DVD when the special edition DVD, and there's nothing. It'd be really, there's not enough footage to fix it, especially the end. I saw it all. Believe me, we wanted to. Plays the Squirrel says, did you catch the Blade Runner Easter egg on the marquee of the movie theater? I did, and I thought that was pretty cool. Eric Thorpe says, I think the important thing is that it did nothing but service Wanda and Vision as characters, and they are now both my top 5 MCU characters. I think that was definitely a good thing. Sean Holmes says, that theory you have on Evan Peters in the MCU is interesting, Sam Costos. I think you're right about that. Sonia's here, and Sonia says, I think Evan Peters was the one in Witness Protection, so Ralph Boner is not his real name. He might be back in Doctor Strange, too. He could. A Butt Crack Studio says, Mr. Burnett, are you excited for the new Rock figure hot toy? Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. For those of you who don't know, in the High Republic, there's a character who's a rock. What is it? Geo something, whatever. And somebody made a mock-up of a hot toy box of it, which is hilarious. That character is hilarious. Sub McShave says, the design of the medical frigate in Star Wars should indicate that capital ships don't normally fly in the atmosphere. I don't like the trend of capital ships in the atmosphere in Star Wars. Well, you know how I feel about that, Stubble. You and I park our shuttlecrafts in the same shuttle bay. I hate the idea of capital ships in the atmosphere. Thank you, J.J. Abrams, and also Rogue One. Frankie Gouge says, Rob, I will give you this. Outside of the Wanda, Children, Vision, Agatha interaction and fights, everything else was rushed and underdeveloped. I agree. I totally agree with you. I agree with you. Paul in Long Beach says, told you, Rob, Sarah Haley Finn is laughing herself to sleep tonight. Yep, I think you're right. Eric Thorpe says, I'm bummed that it's basically confirmed after that finale, though, that Fox X-Men universe won't be a part of the multiverse the MCU is setting up. I think you're right there, too. Except for Deadpool, which, how's that going to work? I don't know. Oh, yeah, Geode, that's what it is. How is that not a parody? Yes, we're talking about Geode. Can you believe it? There's a character who's a rock, a navigator. How does that character move? Donnie Pearson says, hello, Rob and all. I hope everyone is well this afternoon. I, too, thought this live stream was supposed to be for members only. It is supposed to be for members only, but it's open. I don't know why it's open. So, hey, the more the merrier. But, yes, normally these are quick members-only live streams. Apparently this is open to everyone, though. Let's see. And also, these live streams are only supposed to be a half an hour. I mean, these are quick. Chloe Fanning says, as much as I would have liked to see Mephisto, I don't see Disney putting that version of him as a demon in the MCU, but they do have witches. They do have witches. It's crazy. It is. the lady in the Loki trailer is a female version of Loki, not Black Widow. I've heard that there's going to be a female version of Loki. Rob Altus says Geode is a chip off the old quarry. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny. And the ship is named Vessel too. I know. How is that? How is that good? Geode. I mean, give me a break. That's just, as Heel versus Babyface did a pretty funny video about Geode, which, just, hey, Star Wars, am I right? So yeah, Geode. I like Chloe. I like the fact that the MCU has witches now. I do. I think it's good. They're going to have to bring the supernatural in somehow with Blade. They're going to have to do that. Well, listen, everyone. This is supposed to be just a quick and dirty spoiler chat for half an hour. And I'm going to bring this chat to an end. There will be a Robservations today at 2:30, as always. And we will probably discuss this further. But this was supposed to be just a quick and dirty chat. I want to thank everybody for being here. Join me on my regular show where I've got an agenda and know what I'm talking about. Play with Squirrel says, I know you're a Starship size queen, Rob, but check out Mel's Miniatures on Instagram. He makes Disney and EU Armada X-Wing scale models for sale on Shapeways. Ooh, they're really awesome. Ooh, wait a minute, I'll look at that. Hey, I like that. I like that scale. So yeah, absolutely. Yes, and Rob Alta says, hail Robot Shlomo. I love Rob. Mike the Supreme says, dude, Larry Wawa, dude, I didn't understand that. She took down the Hex, but Agatha is stuck there forever. I guess that's what happened. If that's the case, why didn't we keep the Hex only on her house? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm a little I don't know. Stub McShave says, do you have a hint about today's Observations topic? To be honest, right now, I don't know what the topic for Observations is today. There's so many things to discuss. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to jump off now because I'm going to go help Elizabeth with her film and all of that. So, yeah. So there we go. So everyone, join me on Robservations later today at 2:30. I guess that's in an hour and a half, a little over 2 hours. And we'll have more to talk about. I want to thank Robot Shlomo says, please talk about The Rock. The Rock. That's, you know what? That's what I'll talk about. Geode. We'll talk about that. My God. But anyway, I'll see you guys on Robservations. Guys, girls, gentle beings, kind souls, all of you, however you identify across the 28 known galaxies, come visit me at Robservations. The show about something at 2:30 today. So remember, every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. And all you have to do is listen. Boy, I've got great letters today from you people. Great, great, great letters. And on that note, I will say to all of you, have a better day. Thank you, moderators. I'll see you all in 2 hours.